Okay, when we're finding surface area of a cylinder, it's a very ugly formula, but remember that 2's are numbers and pi's are numbers. So we only really need to know the radius and the height of a cylinder, and we can find out the surface area, the total surface area. So if it's 22 feet all the way across that cylinder, then it's 11. The radius is 11. Don't forget to cut it in half if they give you the whole thing. If they give you the radius, just use the radius. And then the 7 is the height. So now we just put all of this in the calculator. We have 2 pi, radius is 11, height is 7, plus 2 pi 11 squared. And go ahead and key all that in your calculator. And make sure you can key it in and get this answer, because some of you are having trouble with your keying in the calculator. You write the right numbers down and then you don't key it in right. So remember to put those parentheses where they go. So the surface area of that cylinder is 1244.07. Now let's look at the second one. Here, it's laying on its side, but the radius is still the radius of the circle on the top of the can. It's like a can of soup laying on its side. So a big can of soup, because these are yards. So we have the same formula, and we need R, and the radius here is 1. They gave us the radius, and the height is 3. So we put that in the calculator, in the formula, 2 pi. Radius is 1. Height is 3, plus 2 pi 1 squared. And the answer is 25.13. Now we see the formula for surface area of a cone, and I sent you your formula sheets at the beginning of all this, so you should still have them somewhere. But the surface area of the cone on that sheet of paper is pi r, and there's a cursive L plus pi r squared. So that cursive L is the slant height. And if you can envision a cone like this, and you're sitting up here on top of the cone, if you were to slide down the side of the cone, that is your slant height. So that's the slant height there. So the L is going to be that 17.9 number, because it's the side of the cone if you slid down it. And then the R is going to be 8, because they give you the diameter. You need to write down the radius. Make sure that if they're giving you all the way across, you cut it in half. So now we have surface area equals pi times 8 times 7.9 plus pi times 8 squared. And we put that in the calculator. And we get that the surface area is 650.94. And since it's yards, area is still yards squared. So the next one, we have radius is 10. They gave us the radius. The slant height is 22.4. This one's in meters. So we're going to put in surface area equals pi times radius times slant height plus pi times radius squared. And when we put all that in the calculator, we get that the surface area is 1,017.88 meters squared. So pay attention to the formulas, write down your formulas, write down the letters you need, fill them in, and then put them in the formula. It should be pretty easy if you do it organized. If you're disorganized, you're going to mess up on these.